Hi, I'm Asha Chhagan from Plant and Food Research, and I'm here as part of the Lighter Touch project. Today we'll be talking about crop monitoring and why it's important. And crop monitoring is the foundation of effective insect pest management. It's really important to get a snapshot of what's happening within the orchard to see how things are tracking in terms of pests and beneficial numbers. So crop monitoring can assist in terms of making accurate pest management decisions. It will help you to decide when to spray or when not to spray, and this can really affect the beneficials within your orchard because some of those sprays can affect the natural enemies. Crop monitoring is also important in terms of identifying trends from season to season and also within season. This is where really good record keeping is important. So now we're going to talk about the different types of equipment that are really important to be used for crop monitoring. So first we're going to talk about visual monitoring and some of the equipment we use for that. First of all, it's important to have a very good recording sheet to be able to record what's happening in the orchard. So not only just for the pests, but also you want to be recording what beneficials you're seeing out in the orchard as well. Another important piece of equipment is a hand lens. This is really important in terms of identifying some of the smaller insects you might be seeing out there. Also another option is having a head lens, which you'll be wearing while monitoring as well. So another important piece of equipment is your mobile phone. This is really important to have with you to be able to take photos of insects or beneficials that you aren't sure about, and you can record those with your phone. So next we're going to talk about the use of trapping within the orchard to identify pests and beneficials as well. So here we have a yellow sticky trap. These can be placed at ground level near your cover crops, or they can be placed near the top of trees as well to be able to capture some of the flying insects flying throughout the orchard. So these yellow sticky traps can be placed out in the orchard for about a week at a time and can give you a bit of a snapshot in terms of what's happening in the orchard. Once used, they will look something like this, which we cover over with cling film, and you can take that back and then identify what you've actually found in terms of beneficials and pest insects. Okay, so next we're going to talk about sweep netting. This is another supplemental method of monitoring within the orchard. It involves using a net like this, which is then swept across the canopy of either the tree or cover crops and can capture a range of flying insects. Once the insects are captured, we can then empty the net into a Ziploc bag to be able to identify the insects that we've found. So visual monitoring traditionally involves inspecting the crop for both pest insects and beneficial species. However, within the scope of this project, we're also interested in what's going on within the cover crop in terms of finding what beneficial insects are being attracted to them. So when we're conducting visual monitoring, we're recording the presence or absence of particular pests and beneficial species. We're also looking at the abundance, so what numbers are out there, and we're also looking at the potential different life stages we're finding, because this can give us an idea about how things are tracking within the orchard in terms of building over the season. With the monitoring, we tend to focus on the key pests for that particular crop, but it's also really important to be taking into consideration some of the minor pests that you might be coming across as well. It's also important to note other things such as damage to fruit or leaves, if you're finding any frass or honeydew, because this can also be an indication of what your pest numbers are looking like. It's important to monitor both the crop and the cover crops. Here we're looking at the whole tree, so the leaves, the fruit, the flowers, the branches. These are all areas where different pests or beneficials can be. Sampling can be conducted either by the use of data trees, so pre-selected trees within the orchard, or by random monitoring. With the data trees, the same trees are monitored on a weekly or fortnightly basis, and this can give us an idea of how things are trending across the season. Random sampling will give us a bit more of an idea about where we're finding hot spots within the orchard. So the number of trees sampled per block will depend on the size of the block, but in general, about 10 trees will be sampled in each block itself. Each tree should be inspected on a number of locations. So for example, one tree will be inspected in 5 different locations within the tree canopy. So that provides a summary of insect crop monitoring within an agroecological growing system. The online resource will provide you with a more in-depth look at how to monitor your crops. Thank you for watching.